Have you ever seen a ghost with your own eyes? Not just a feeling, not just something out of the corner of your eye, but something that you could capture in a photo? Well, I have. And let me tell you, it changed the way that I look at the paranormal forever. I used to live in Baumholder, Germany, at the bottom of the hill from the old military hotel called the Lagerhof Inn. And beside it, there was this little cottage called the Dollhouse. They had turned it into like temporary lodging for families that were coming in, but I really didn't see very many families staying there because it had a presence about it, like it was watching you. But I didn't really think much of it at the time. Behind the Dollhouse, there was a little playground that my kids loved to hang out at. It wasn't anything fancy. It was like an old-timey wooden, jungle gym. And they liked to go there because they were littler and it was a small playground and most of the big kids didn't go there. So it was a perfect place for them to hang out until they met her. One afternoon, my daughter and her friend came home from the playground. They were out of breath and they were excited but freaked out. They told me a story about how they had met a little girl and that she didn't really talk much. She just giggled and skipped around the playground singing Ring Around the Rosie. At first they thought she was just another kid to play with, so they started a game of tag, chasing each other around the playground, giggling and laughing, and that's when everything changed. They said she got up onto the playground equipment and jumped off the back. Well, they ran around each side to try to tag her, but when they got around, she was gone. She had just vanished into thin air. There was nowhere for her to hide. They looked underneath the playground equipment. There was no trees nearby to go hide behind. It was open field, so they would have seen her if she ran off. She had just vanished. And that's when they ran home to tell me all about it. At first, I told them they were probably imagining things, that they had just got so caught up in playing the game of tag that they just didn't see which way she ran off, that she probably just ran home. But they insisted that they would have seen her run off. And something in my gut told me that I probably should go check it out. So we all walked up to the dollhouse and we looked around the dollhouse, we looked around the playground, and I did something that I usually don't do. This was before camera phones, but I had brought my camera. And I started taking pictures. I took a picture of the dollhouse and I took a picture of the playground, and we went on a little walk and I took some other pictures, not to alarm the kids what I was doing. And we went home, I got them fed and put into bed. And then I took the disc out of the camera and I put it into the computer and uploaded all the photos. And I started looking through. And at first, I didn't see anything. And about the third or fourth picture, I couldn't believe my eyes. They had described her perfectly because there she stood. A little girl in a white short-sleeved dress, long dark hair, staring up at the dollhouse. I couldn't believe my eyes. But that was not the end of the story. Later that night, I went to bed and I'm just dozing off to sleep. And I start hearing my youngest child's, my little girl, her toys in the living room going off. I had put a little corner where she kept her toys during the day so she could play. And I went in there and I turned them all off, made sure they were all off, and I went back to bed. And I would just start to doze off and they would start playing again. The little teddy bear talking, the little light up toy playing like as if somebody was pushing it. And I thought, she's trying to get my attention. So I went out into the living room and I said, listen, I know that you're real, but if you wake up my kids, you will never be allowed to come back here and play. And then just like that, everything stopped. No more toys playing, no more weird sounds, just silence. Was she a lost spirit drawn to the energy of my kids? A ghost tied to the dollhouse itself? I don't know. But what I do know is that I never seen her again after that night. What do you think? Have you ever had an encounter with a spirit like that, where it looked real, or you caught it on film? If you have any paranormal experiences, please send it in to me or drop it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more eerie tales. And don't forget, stay spooky.